This is Pretend Farmer Girl, and here's an update on the hard cider. We're gonna bottle it.
Okay, so we have this one right here is the one that we originally made, the video you saw, and these two others are just ones that I made myself. I kind of experimented, did a little bit different amount of brown sugar. I did less than that, and a little bit of honey. This one over here, I juiced some pears to make about half the juice, and then I used the apple juice for the other half just to see how it tastes. So, well, let's get to bottling. First, what we're going to need is some corn sugar. We got about 0.7 ounces, and then if we're using beer bottles, you're just going to need a capper, like one of these. You could get them at a home brewing store for probably about $10-ish. Some caps. We got some red and green caps for Christmas, and some sugar. You can either use table sugar or corn sugar. There are different calculators online. You can figure out how much you'll need to carbonate it. I just found online that we need about 0.7 ounces for about a gallon of cider. So let's go.
However, when we tasted it, it was carbonated. Why is that?
When we tasted it out of there, it was a little bit carbonated because the CO2 hadn't all released from the liquid. But so basically, what we're doing is we're adding more sugar, and then going to cap it so it'll keep the CO2 in and that'll carbonate it. So nice some sparkling hard cider.
Kind of like Martinelli's with a kick.
Yeah, and you notice that there's a little yeast on the bottom. We're just the reason we're transferring it to the other one is because we don't want all that in the bottles. So we're going to separate, hopefully leave most of that in this one, and then before we shake it up with all the sugar. And we'll see how that goes. Let's see, so it is still carbonated. Looks like the sugar's blocking it. Traditionally you use like a siphon or something, but this will work just fine for what we're doing.
You can smell that yeast.
Might get a little bit of yeast in the bottles, but it's not a big deal. Okay, so that's the yeast that we want to leave there.
Didn't you say you could reuse that yeast?
Yeah, if you want to, you could start another batch, just pour apple juice on top of this, and reuse the yeast instead of using a whole new packet. Those packets are only about $1 each, but you know, if you have it, you might as well reuse it. So, let's see. Got that out. Now what we need to do is just shake it up, make sure the sugar is evenly distributed. I'm just going to keep it a little loose because in case there's still some CO2, we don't want it to break the glass. As you can see, there's still a good amount of CO2 coming out. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of tightening it before I shake it, and then I loosen it right away, and some pressure lets out, which is important because these things aren't made to hold pressure. You don't want them breaking on you. Okay.
Are you just mixing it, or are you purposely trying to take the CO2 out?
I'm just trying to mix it.
Okay.
but can't mix too much at once, otherwise it's too
Okay.
much. There are better ways to do this.
That's okay.
In like a bucket, but if you're careful, you can do it this way.
Easy is better.
As you can see, a lot of CO2 keeps coming out. Probably hear the pressure also. It's important to mix it well because you know, you don't. If too much sugar gets in one of the bottles, and then it'll overcarbonate and it could burst the bottle, which isn't as much a concern. Just make sure you mix it well.
Is that what happened when you guys made a root beer when you were younger and they exploded
Yeah.
all over the bedroom?
Yep. Okay. That should be mixed well enough. I just try to make extra sure. Okay, so just gonna fill each one up. You want to leave maybe an inch or so from the top.
Now, would it taste good right now, even though you've added the sugar? Would it taste sweeter?
Oh yeah, the sugar. Yeah. Oops. That's not much.
And we'll be right back as soon as we're going to bottle it.
So you wanna leave about that much space from the top, just so CO2 can build up and help carbonate, I guess. Okay, now we're done. Just kidding. We need to, now we just need to crimp the caps on with this little device. It's pretty easy. Just see that right there, center it on the cap. It actually has a magnet, so if you want to, you just put the cap in there. But I just do it this way. Do it like that. And there you go. Nice and sealed, and in about 2 weeks all these will be carbonated, ready to drink.
And this is Pretend Farmer Girl signing out.